Hey, what's up everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, Best 2.02, version 5.0.1. Today we'll have a look at a 2v2 on Buckland. This is a rematch between Hunter and Dawn versus CM and C12. I will have put up the first one before this one, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see what this is all about here. I am spectating this game, so it's being played while I watch, of course. We have C12 as the Men of the West in the bottom right, and the bottom left we have CM, his partner, as the Elves. The opposing team, of course, we have Dawn Pepita as the Men of the West. In the top left, I don't know if I said that. In top right, we have Hunter as the Elves. So it's kind of generally the same teams. Hunter was Elves last game. Dawn was Men last game. CM was Men as well, and C12 was Men. So the only difference is CM is Elves this time. So we'll see how that goes for him. He's going for a green pasture opening. His partner C12. It's going to be easy to remember who's who, at least, because it's the same teams. So I got that down. C12 going for a barracks for his Men of the West thing, of course. Building it close to his first farm to defend a side of it, as most players do. Very useful. This map also has little perks. Sometimes if you build a farm over here, later on, you can actually put like it close to this, so it blocks the side of it or something. You can use things on the map to your advantage. Of course, you don't want to put your starting farms way over here. That would be a bad idea. We have a barracks opening for Hunter here, going for some Elf warriors. And it looks like Dawn is going for some soldiers and getting a very quick archery range. So looking to get Gondor archers out as soon as possible. Little does he know his opponent does have Rivendell Lancers on the way, which are going to wreck his stuff, I would imagine. Power-wise, Hunter the Elf has Farsight, and he has used it, of course, on his opponent, not his partner's opponents. So he'll see that there is some Rohan Spearmen coming out. These players tend to go with Spearmen first. Of course, these Spearmen are going to be countered quite easily by these Swordsmen. Looks like no one is opting to capture the outpost. Looking to instead do some economic damage, but unfortunately, let's go back to observing all players for a second. There are some Lancers on the field. These guys do get trampled here. He does immediately go into shield wall, or shield formation, whatever it's called. I forget. I think it's shield formation. I always call it shield wall, just because I'm used to playing a Third Age Total War. They have a move called shield wall, of course. But yeah, shield formation does, of course, negate a lot of the trampling damage they would have taken. Lancers moving off to the northeast to do some damage. Just catching these Lorien warriors off guard. And they will be flattened easily by these Lancers. No problem there. Looks like C12 has taken the outpost, so he'll be benefiting from that for now. This builder taking a lot of damage, doesn't need to get out of there. There are some swordsmen and some pikemen here who are rally called. Of course, CM, reacting accordingly, is building an Elven barracks to try and counter this. He can't counter this army with no Lancers, of course. Just won't be that effective. He does keep taking soldiers' lives, though. And of course, he's going to build. Hunter's going to build some pikes, getting 2 battalions out. Rally call going down the army of C12. So Hunter being doubled here. This is not good for him. That does free up Dawn to either help him or attack his opponent directly without any interference. Looks like he's opting to do both, but not his opponent. He's going to attack a C12 here. Going to take that farm. Lancers coming back to try and do some damage, although those pikes should deal with that if they do decide to go too far. While a lot of damage has been done to Hunter, I think Hunter will be okay. He has a lot of pikes and some archers as well. And of course, the fortress is helping out. These guys will die eventually. Green pasture being thrown down by Hunter there. So looking to get some cavalry of his own. We have a dormitory expansion with some archers inside of it. Nice. That'll help defend his little base here pretty well, I'd say. So his barracks should be pretty safe from any cavalry. Cavalry, of course, won't be able to do much to a tower. Until they take the tower out. They won't be able to kill the archers inside, of course. I wonder if he knows that actually exists. Uh-oh. I think he attack moved and accidentally went next to the troll. Taking a bunch of casualties there, unfortunately. Could have been avoided. That does happen. Happens to me a lot, actually, because I attack move my entire army all the time. Get can backfire on you. These Lancers falling to these pikes pretty easily. As you see, Lancers are not the best counter to Rohan's Spearmen, as much as they'd like to be. Boromir being brought out from C12, so he has Boromir and some soldiers. Also having some Gondor archers, which are good. Good to have. Hunter coming in with his elves, though. Does have 2 battalions of Lorien archers. He does need to be careful. He doesn't get too close to the cave troll. Of course, he does have spearmen. He can actually deal with the cave troll pretty well. He's bursting down the cave troll with the archers, though. Cave troll having trouble deciding which direction to take. And they do bring down the cave troll, so he will take this and get the gold and stuff from it, and also possibly capture the... Sounds like he was capturing the outpost. I did hear raise the elven banner, which means they are going to capture that. And it looks like C12's army is doing pretty well against Dawn's here. Dawn's just running around tanking a lot of arrow damage and swords. Meanwhile, his opponent, of course, CM is pushing out with some Lorien archers. He has some Lorien swordsmen chasing down these pikes here. Of course, these are very good against Rohan Spearmen. Not only do these guys have a high attack, the Elven warriors, and these guys don't really have the greatest defense. Neither do the Elves, though, to be honest. But they're just really good at countering them. Of course, they're not very tanky themselves, so they do take a bit of damage if they are hit back. We have a very decent-sized army of Elves in the back of C12's base, though. He may need to get all his army together, his full strength, and try and repel this. Boromir is very close to getting the Horn of Gondor. As soon as he enters combat, he should have it, no problem. Meanwhile, Dawn's base is being attacked. Looks like they might actually take this farm here. These soldiers shouldn't, these swordsmen should take it pretty easily. Omer is on the field for Dawn, though. Spear Throat is pretty effective against little swordsmen, guys like that and stuff. And of course, he will level up to 3. And any cavalry he'll get will be benefiting from Umer's presence. It looks like C12 has more than enough troops here. Boromir also having the horn, have used it. Lots of Gondor archers and just raining hell upon his enemies, easily taking them down. Although his builder does get killed over here. It's an unfortunate loss, as builders, of course, are not cheap. This other one probably should throw it on a wall hub before it gets killed. That's the best way to avoid losing a builder. Just throw down a wall hub. They're not easy to destroy, even while they're building, which is a little weird. I don't understand why the wall hub is so tanky, even while it's under construction. It should be pretty easy to break, but that's just my opinion. It is nice for saving builders, though, so can't complain too much about that. You do have 2 battalions of Lancers running amok here from Hunter. Meanwhile, his base is being attacked by some Vermindale Lancers from CM. Omer is out here defending from Dawn, and also he has Arwen now in his base. Both these heroes pretty good for defending against cavalry. This cavalry did take that tree down. Losing any economic structures is usually it hurts. It always hurts. But they'll be pushing forward here. Looks like we got a battle over here as well. The Elves of CM against the Men of Dawn. Of course, we do have a Boromir here. If he levels up, that will be bad news for the Elves. Looks like Homer's returning. He does have level 4, so he has Outlaw Leadership, which gives kills, resources for kills. So he could utilize that. So looks like he's regrouping his army. Meanwhile, C12 is pushing in here, possibly going to take the barracks out from Hunter. This is definitely a reversal of last game. Last game, it's kind of the other way around. Of course, Hunter and Dawn actually won that game. And C12 and CM lost, of course. But now it looks like C12 and CM are doing a bit better. They did want a rematch, of course. Maybe they want to bring their A game. That's understandable. Lots of Gondor soldiers, or archers here. These will be doing a lot of damage, especially with the leadership bonus. Oh, it's actually a rally call, not a leadership bonus. Speaking of rally call, let's look at the powers real quick. Hunter, the elf, has Force Sight and 5 power points. Let's also look at command point limit. 375 command point limit, so his economy is actually not great. He had a lower economy than in the last game as well. But of course he did come back from that. Don coming to his aid here, although he is under attack himself by the army of CM. It's possibly not the best idea to come to his partner's aid. Of course, if you lose your partner, you do lose the game pretty much, so you have to make that decision. Don's Boromir does level up to 2, and he can use his horn to freeze all these soldiers. And Don does have heal, rally call, and 2 power points remaining. Summon hobbits in from C12. That will be useful for him. Now let's take a look at the base of Don here. Let's take a look at the next person. CM, the elf, has rally call and farsight. 5 power points just about there. And a 525 command point limit. Of course, the bottom team, I'd say, has an advantage here in the game so far. Of course, their farms are not being attacked or raided or anything. They're putting a lot of pressure on their opponents here. Hobbit allies and rally call and 1 power point for C12 and 575 command points. So yeah, if you were going by command point limit, farm-wise, the bottom team both having 575 and the other guys 375 and 450, so they're definitely behind in the economy sector. The Hobbit's doing a lot of damage to Hunter here. Looks like Hunter's having a hell of a time fending off the armies of C12. CM might have been over here, but I don't think so. He's very much over here. Looks like Boromir has turned over here, as Omer has as well. And now they'll try desperately to fend off the army. He does have some garrison things, though. What are they called? Dormitory expansions, that's what they're actually called. He's put some Athelian Rangers in there, and those will begin plucking away at those guys here as soon as they go in range of that archery range there. So he should be able to fend off that attack. Although his farm is taking damage over here. He does not have any pikes to actually deal with that, which is unfortunate. He's sending some archers to possibly deal with it. But definitely, like I said, the top team is, or the bottom team has the advantage in this game. They're doing well. There's some lancers about to run through some archers, though. Ooh, very brutal indeed. So we go through these swordsmen. Oh, CM actually has a siege weapon. I keep calling him CM. This is C12. C12 has a siege weapon. Call him by his full name, C12 D13. Really just sounds like coordinates for Battleship, the game. Who knows? I need to know if it goes up to 12 or 13. I have no idea. I haven't played Battleship in a long time. That's way off topic. Yeah, Don's base is quite defended, I'd say. He should be able to regroup here. Meanwhile, his opponent, or his teammate, is getting doubled while he's busy playing defense. The army of CM coming to the assist of C12. Well, Bombadil doing a ton of damage to the army of C12. Hunter Tom Bombadil, of course, does absolutely obliterate the men of the West here, as Tom Bombadil usually does. Of course, Archer's getting run down by these Lancers quite easily. So Lancers being brought to by Hunter. Hunter definitely doesn't have the hero spam he had last game. He has a few heroes though. Of course, he does R1, which is nice. R1 is great for that Ethelis. And of course, the Flood at level 6, which is always nice. I don't think his heroes need to be an aggressive stance, though. I'm just going to point that out. I point that out quite frequently. I'm pretty sure that both these heroes would one-shot these guys without being aggressive. So he's taking extra damage that he probably shouldn't be at this point. But his base is under attack by a siege weapon. That is bad news indeed for Hunter. If his barracks falls, he is going to have almost no troop production whatsoever to fend off his attack. Meanwhile, the army of Don pretty much non-existent. Still very, very defensive. I mean, yes, his fortress will be defended quite well by these arrow towers, but his partner is getting doubled. He really needs to react. And he may have sent something that died, but I'm not sure. His barracks does fall here. He will be forced to build another barracks behind his base. His fortress doing some damage to these lancers. And these lancers also counter-attacking here. He should fend off that attack. So if he gets his barracks back, he might be okay, but I don't think so, honestly. I think the siege weapon was actually taken out for C12, though. He'll need a new one. He's getting a new trebuchet. And Don sending an army to help defend his base. Definitely a good idea. But it's going to take a lot for Hunter to get back into this, I think. He's taking a lot of damage. And of course C12 is still keeping the pressure on. It's a fairly sizable force. I don't think he has any heroes in this army though. I think I might be mistaken. There's actually 2 in there. Yeah, there's Boromir. There's an enemy Boromir as well. Of course, only an enemy to him, not to me. I'm on everyone's team as an observer. We do have Faramir as well for C12. Yeah, he's got three battalions of archers as defense, so he really can keep going and helping his teammate now. At least until CM decides to get an ent of some kind, which doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. He may be going for an eagle. He is going for an eagle. So CM going for a giant eagle, that could be useful. Quite useful, in fact. Tom Ball chasing off the army of the Men of the West here. Tom Ball tends to do that. He's so powerful for a level 10 spell, it's ridiculous. Of course his timer is reduced in 2.02 than it is in like 2.01. But still, he's still a absolute army destroyer with his sonic song and just the ability to punch things in the face and dance around like some kind of freak. He's a very strange fellow. What level's Omer here? He's level 8. He's almost level 10. Sits at 3,000 life at the moment, which is pretty nice. Boromir has 2,600 at level 4, so I mean, Omer actually has more life than Boromir at the moment. Omer's pretty tanky though. When he's not on his horse and he's fighting melee troops, he does actually do pretty well. Of course, if he's on a horse and he's taking damage from pikes, then it's another story entirely. These Lancers probably need to go around the army and try and take out this trebuchet. Otherwise he's going to take a lot of damage, although the trebuchet could actually do some friendly fire if he's not careful. That is always a risky run by attack moving your entire armies or whatever with your catapults in tow. I tend to hit my own troops a lot doing that, since I do attack move most of the time, pretty much exclusively to move my armies. Which isn't really the greatest way to play. Even though I'm such a scrub, but it's not the only reason. Arwen using her flood there. She is level 6, now level 7 of course. Absolutely devastating. Killed tons of guys there. It's very nice. The Elves will be forced to flee here. For now. So some hobbits were summoned in by C12. There's still pikes in here as well, so he doesn't need to be careful. He doesn't want to run his lancers through there. Of course, Arwen and Haldir. Well, it's Haldir now. Haldir's level 4, not quite having leadership. He is level 6 at leadership. Or gets leadership at level 6 is what I'm trying to say. Just saying it very awkwardly. Boromir's level 6 though. He gets his at 5. I think I just said he's level 6. He gets it at 5. Jesus. I have no idea what's going on anymore. His leadership, as he gets it at 5. I think that's what I might have said. Looks like Don has a marketplace as he's benefiting from that, which is nice. He gets 12% resources on all his farms, as long as the marketplace is in effect. Hunter's base is pretty desolate though. It's gotta be said, not a whole lot there, and there is an army here. So he might be in a bit of trouble. The hobbits do have some time remaining, but other than that, there's not that much actually here for C12. Just some pikes really that can do some damage. Once the hobbits despawn, it'll just be some archers and some pikes. The Eagle of CM coming in to help out, but probably not the best timing. Could help out over here though, smash these archers. And a spear throw on the pike line there. Builder does fall. Hunter losing a builder is probably not a good thing, because he's already a bit low on builders and buildings as it is. He does lose his green patch here as well, which is bad news. Bears indeed. And of course CM is keeping Dawn out of his hair by harassing with the eagle and some pikes and such. So as long as he engages Dawn, C12 should overwhelm CM in theory. There's a Faramir out here as well as Boromir cutting down these lancers, and the more lancers he loses, the less he'll have He does not have a green pasture anymore, so he'll have no more Lancers to actually use against C12. He does once again have Psalm Bombadil though. Seemed like he came back fairly quickly. C12 actually has his flag. I guess the other one was, of course, not his. Of course, every team on the game has on the field has Tom Bombadil. So who knows? Boromir is going to die here to Tom Bombadil though. That's unfortunate. Ooh, those Gondor Knights taking a beating from the Eagle. Eagle was definitely a good purchase. Eagle, of course, great against cavalry. No way for the cavalry to fight back unless they are Rohirrim or Linden archers, of course. Linden horse archers. Faramir dropping there by the guys there, the Lancers. Bombadil punching a bunch of elves in the face. Lots of damage. CM's army is pretty much gone over here. And now he has to fend off the attack from Dawn, looks like. Dawn has lots of Athelian Rangers. I think Dawn's playing a little too defensively, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, his base will be hard to attack, but it's really leaving his teammate vulnerable all the time by playing too defensively. Because when he's not putting pressure on his opponent is putting pressure on his teammate. Meaning it ends up in a 2v1 scenario too often for Hunter to actually deal with most of the time. So I think Dawn really needs to push out here, or Hunter will be overwhelmed. And we even have a Trebuchet out for a Hunter here, which would be bad news. How they're probably going to want to deal with that. Although Omer can help. Of course, Omer does need to be careful with these Rohan Spearmen. Eagle taking the tree down pretty easily there. And it looks like Dawn has finally managed to get an attack out here. Not a moment too soon. Why does everyone play with the heroes in aggressive stance? I don't get it. But whatever, more power to them, I suppose. But they will notice their heroes are dropping much quicker than they normally would. Just putting that out there. If you watch this, you should probably focus on that. Although who knows, they might not one-shot a Mithlon Sentry, unless they're in aggressive stance. So I guess that's a fair assessment. Tom Bombadil chasing around this army here. Should be alright. He'll despawn soon enough. R1 once again using a flood ability to actually absolutely wreck the army of C12. It does quite well, in fact. It does have some Mirkwoods out, so Hunter is kind of coming back a bit. He will need some Mithlon Sentries though, I feel, if he's really going to safeguard himself from cavalry. Because there is still cavalry on the field. Well, not for C12 actually. C12 has no stables. He's got 2 siege works, a barracks, and an archery range, but no stables. Possibly he might want to get a stables if his opponent is going heavy into the archers. It only makes sense, but of course trebuchets aren't too bad against archers either. Just not the best. I don't know. I think 1 battalion of Rohirrim actually is much better against a archer battalion than a couple of trebuchets. We have summoned eagles here, somewhere around here. There it is. Going to attack the fortress of Hunter here. It will do a lot of damage, but I don't think it'll take down by any means. Of course, the Mirkwoods absolutely wreck those. Looks like C12 summoned some hobbits on top of these Mirkwoods here. The Mirkwoods can't get away. Unfortunately, they will be picked off there. They do take down that hobbit. There's some Athelian Rangers now, though. And we have a cloud break from someone. Let's take a look at PowerPoints again. Hunter the Elf has Tom Bombadil, heal, Farsight, and 13 PowerPoints. And Hunter is sitting at 375 for farm command point limit. That's not good. As you see here, Dawn, his teammate, has 710. It just shows you how bad Hunter's economy is right now. So Hunter does have cloud break. Or not Hunter, Dawn has cloud break. Eagle getting killed off there by Dawn, nice. Of course, having Rohirrim switching to bow mode is always handy. We'll retreat though for now. Unfortunately, looks like his archers will be picked off there. Of course, we have Tom Bombadil heal, Rally Call, 6 power points remaining, and 710 command point limit. Like I said, CM, the elf on the bottom left, has Eagles, Tom Bombadil, Rally Call, Foresight, 9 power points, and 675 command point limit. So definitely doing well. And 625 for C12, his partner, who has heal, Hobbits, Rally Call, 12 power points. So everyone's getting close to getting a 15 power of some kind at this point. Mirkwood's still fighting off to the last breath. Faramir doing a fairly decent job here, but now that he's taking focus damage from the Mirkwoods and Haldir, he probably should get out of there. He's not gonna... Oh, there's also a Legolas. He's actually gonna die. Oh, no. Heal going down actually saves his life. He will run away. Meanwhile, CM is pushing forward against Dawn here. Archer's trying to do some damage to take down these Rohirrim. That's the word I'm looking for. Of course, he does a pipeline in front as well, which is nice, and the Lancers to kind of stop them from just running through his archer line. And he is starting to take Boromir down as well here. So he is making a bit of ground against Dawn here. Dawn still has possibly too many guys as in defense. You probably shouldn't have a defense until you need the defense. That's my opinion. Of course, once the elves get in close, though, then they'll start taking a lot of damage from those arrow towers, which is nice. Aragorn using his Ethelus. It's always a nice power to have. Just like Arwen, of course. Of course, Aragorn is a much better hero, as he's just an absolute savage, but Arwen's still nice to have, of course. Now, Hunter's actually pushing out. He's been on the defensive for quite a while. Now it's his turn to do a little damage. He doesn't have a whole lot in the way of force, but he is taking on a Melantree of CM at least, which is something. And now he'll be taking on the men here. He doesn't be careful of those rocks there. Once the Athelians get in range, he'll have to be wary of those as well. Of course, having Legolas, he can use Hawk Strike on archers and such, though, which is pretty effective. Eagle takes on the well there. Boromir using the horn to freeze this group of guys here. And they will be picked off by the Rohirrim archers, it seems. Rohirrim archers aren't the greatest, it's gotta be said. But they do... I mean, you can't really fight Mithlond sentries with Rohirrim otherwise. Unless you want to suicidally charge them in, which is not an advisable decision. And there's Omer, level 10 now. He does get 3,200 life at level 10. How much does Aragorn have at level 1? 2,600. Boromir at level 8 is 3,000. Interesting. Just looking at their life totals. I never actually looked at those kind of things. Our Legolas level 2 has 2,060, except he drops like a fly because he's not very armor heavy. Tom Bombadil once again being summoned down. So many Tom Bombadils in this game. Definitely a favored power, and rightfully so, as it really does chase off armies left and right. Flood being used there once again by Arwen. It's very devastating. Arwen's now level 9. She has 2,700 life. It's quite a bit, surprisingly enough. She has more than Haldir at level 8. Oh no, she doesn't. Never mind. Well, yes, she does. She has 100 more than Haldir right now. So potentially Haldir will have more at level 9. Hard to say. Boromir is taking flanking damage while running, though. He is not faster than Arwen, of course. Fortunately for C12, Arwen is not that strong. C12 has also got the Every Tower, which is nice. Of course, it does boost his sight range by a crap ton. As you see there, he can see all the way to almost the fortress of C12, and then, of course, when he uses the power, he can start seeing much farther. See if anyone's got any new powers here. And it looks like somebody is getting close to 25 power. He's 9 power points away. Dawn is. We have 23 power points for CM. Who's the bottom left player? He's getting very close to a 25 power. Will be effective once that happens. And nothing really. We have Summon Hobbits and Tom Bombadil ready to be used by C12 though. So potentially he'll summon Tom Bombadil here or something. Wouldn't be a bad spot. Yeah, there you go. I called it. That's what I would have done. It's the only army that Hunter really has, so of course might as well fight it with what you have. Maybe you'll get a good Sonic song off. Nice. That was actually very nice indeed. Actually only left one Mirkwood. Unfortunately, it left one Mirkwood, meaning they will heal up. It is level 3 battalion. So when it's not in combat, he will actually heal. Boromir does get shot down by Legolas' Hawkstrike, though. That's unfortunate. And surprisingly enough, I'd say the top team is actually starting to pull back this game a bit in their favor. But not too much. Don's still not taking much damage here. Of course, he still has that defensive tower, which is proving to be invaluable here. With 2 battalions of Athelians in it, it does quite a bit of damage. And there's the flood power. So that's the 25 power CM is going for. Get wrecked at the back of the base there. Take out the archery range and whatever else was there. Didn't actually destroy this farm though, unfortunately for him. What hero is this? Gandalf. Nice. So Don opting to go for Gandalf. That will be pretty effective, I'd imagine. Gandalf's always a good time. And that's going to prove quite troublesome for CM to deal with, I think. Especially with the other heroes and army in tow. You have to choose really what you're fighting. Legolas needs to be careful here. He's taking arrow damage from Faramir, not to mention rocks from hobbits. The rocks do a fair amount of damage, as you see there. They drain it pretty quickly. But the hobbits do get killed there. And now Faramir will probably need to get out of there if he wants to live to see another day. I have a feeling he won't. Hawkstrike almost killing him, and of course Arwen is on mount. He will not get away. Although he could get back to these pikemen. It's gonna be close. Oh, he does get taken out. Arwen does actually get away as well. Eagle's getting summoned out here by CM. He also has his regular eagle. So now he has 3 eagles. Gandalf's level 3 already. Doesn't take him long to level up. Any wizard really levels up pretty quickly. Once they hit a wizard blast off on something, they pretty much level 2 immediately. Most of the time. Unless it's like on an orc battalion or goblin battalion or something, it doesn't give enough experience. Lightning sword. You can take out these lancers easily. Nice use of the lightning sword there. Although against Mirkwoods would be even better. Of course, getting the lancer dead though, never a bad idea. Fortunately, there's so many eagles to deal with, he does need to retreat to his safety of his tower. That tower will protect him from the eagles pretty well. He's taking a lot of damage. Does he have Ethelus? No, he's not. Does he have heal? He does have heal. Okay. And the towers will begin shooting, and the eagles will drop. And CM will be forced to retreat. That's actually his real eagle taking the damage as well, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't see why he would have flew these away, though. These are on a timer. I mean, obviously you shouldn't just throw them in a tower, but you could, like, swoop them around, start attacking this or something. Something. Or here, you could attack this. No point in letting him despawn there. So trying to chase down these lancers. Will they get a hit before they despawn? Yes, they actually do get 1 hit. Manage to take off most of them. Although Hunter finishes off the remaining eagle. And now all eagles are dead. Unfortunate. Now the army of Dawn pushing in with his heroes leading the way. The men of the West get harder to fight late game. Of course, their powers are amazing, and of course their heroes are also equally amazing. Aragorn and Gandalf level 10s are scary as hell and hard to deal with. So you don't want to have that in your game if possible. Tom Bombadil once again being summoned down. This is going to be a longer game, I can tell. It already has been. A fairly lengthy one. But it is... I'd say no one is really in danger of dying. Looks like one player is finally going for upgrades. Which I can see here. See him finally going for his attack boost of the Forged Blades. He does need Silverthorns. Silverthorns will bring down heroes much faster. Or just any unit in general. I'm surprised that it's actually taking people so long to get Silverthorn arrows. Some Noldors would be good too. Of course, it's not cheap to get Noldors. They're 1200, and then you have to get a level 3 barracks. So it's understandable. And especially since Hunter's been under a lot of duress most of this game. His economy hasn't been great. Looks like Hunter actually has summoned eagles now. And then we'll start wrecking the army here of CM. Looks like C12 summoned it. Tom Bombadil to help his ally here. So he does lose his barracks in the front. I think that was a barracks. Flood. Was that a flood power or was that a flood? Oh, there's Dawn's power. 25. That could actually end CM here. It's not good for him. Eagle's starting to attack his fort. And they're sending everything they have to destroy his base. Dawn and Hunter both on the prowl for Elven blood here. And yeah, this could be it. Rebuild going down there. I always forget nevertheless have rebuild. Still something I'm not used to. Even though I've been playing Rise of the Witch King for quite some time. Aragorn going off to finish off these Mirkwoods here. And they will take the fort of CM. That will most likely spell GG for the bottom team. It's going to be very hard for the bottom team to come back. C12 saying he can't believe this. Yeah. Well, they both fought pretty well. And I thought actually the bottom team was going to win for a while. But CM has been defeated officially. And now C12 all by himself, of course. I think this is actually what happened last game. And he won't live very long alone, of course. It's not easy. He'll probably quit out very soon, I'd imagine. Either defend to the last or quit out, one of the two. We'll watch until the end, of course. And off using his lightning sword there. Killing off some hobbits. There you go, C12's quit out now that his partner's dead. And victory goes to Hunter and Dawn once again. Pretty sure they were the one who won this last game, right? Oh jeez, I don't even remember. If I have that wrong, actually, my apologies. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Hunter and Dawn won the last game as well. Between this rematch here. So yeah, that was a pretty good game. Nice turnaround, I gotta say. CM and C12 almost had it. Very close, but they did lose a bit of steam and they were overwhelmed. Which is unfortunate. The big use of the powers at the end is really what sealed the deal. The flood and the earthquake really crippled CM to be counterattacked by not really counterattacked, but attacked by two teams and taken out very quickly. And that's the nature of late game, really. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next cast of patch 2.02 of Rise of the Witch King. See you next time.